Intelligence Studio. Do subscribe and like the video.
India stands at a critical juncture in its foreign policy. The decisions made today will shape the nation's future on the global stage. The country is navigating a complex geopolitical landscape where alliances and rivalries are constantly shifting. This requires a nuanced approach to diplomacy and international relations. A key question emerges: can a robust economy be India's most potent foreign policy tool? The strength of an economy often dictates a nation's influence and power in the global arena. This essay will explore this question in detail, examining various facets of economic strength and its implications for foreign policy. We will delve into the dynamics of South Asia, examining Bangladesh and Sri Lanka's situations. These neighbouring countries provide a context for understanding regional interactions and economic dependencies. We will analyse the impact of economic prowess on global influence. A strong economy can open doors to international trade agreements, partnerships and strategic alliances. Finally, we will assess the potential of a thriving Indian economy to shape its foreign policy effectively. Economic growth can translate into greater leverage in negotiations and a stronger voice in international forums.
And do subscribe to the channel.
India's foreign policy has traditionally focused on non-alignment and strategic autonomy. This approach has allowed India to maintain its independence in decision-making. However, the rise of China and evolving regional dynamics demand a reassessment. The economic and military rise of China presents both challenges and opportunities for India. A strong economy is crucial to support India's growing global ambitions. It provides the financial resources needed for technological advancements, infrastructure development and innovation. It can provide the resources for military modernization, diplomatic initiatives and development assistance. A well-funded military ensures national security and the ability to project power. A thriving economy can enhance India's soft power. Cultural exports like Bollywood films, cuisine and festivals can create a positive image of India worldwide. It can project India as a model of growth and development. Successful economic policies can serve as a blueprint for other developing nations. This can attract partners and build influence in the region and beyond. Strong economic ties can lead to strategic partnerships, fostering mutual growth and stability. Additionally, a robust economy can support educational and cultural exchanges, further strengthening India's global presence. These exchanges can lead to a better understanding and stronger bonds between nations. Technological advancements and space missions funded by a strong economy can also enhance India's prestige and influence. These achievements showcase India's capabilities and aspirations on the global stage. Economic strength enables India to contribute to global humanitarian efforts, providing aid and support during crises. This not only helps those in need, but also builds goodwill and strengthens diplomatic ties. The rise of Indian entrepreneurs and startups, fueled by a strong economy, can lead to innovations that benefit the world. These contributions can further solidify India's role as a key player in the global economy. In conclusion, a robust economy is indeed a potent tool for India's foreign policy. It provides the foundation for military strength, diplomatic influence, cultural impact and technological advancements. As India continues to grow economically, its ability to shape global affairs will only increase, making it a formidable force on the world stage. South Asia is a region of immense geopolitical significance. It is home to a diverse array of nations, each with its unique challenges and opportunities. Understanding the dynamics of South Asia is crucial for comprehending India's foreign policy priorities. Two countries in particular, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, offer valuable insights into the region's complexities. Bangladesh, once considered an impoverished nation, has emerged as a surprising economic success story. Its garment industry has boomed. Remittances from Bangladeshis working abroad have fueled growth. This economic transformation has had profound implications for Bangladesh's foreign policy. Dhaka is now asserting itself on the global stage with greater confidence. Sri Lanka, strategically located in the Indian Ocean, has faced economic turmoil in recent years. This has created an opportunity for external actors, particularly China, to increase their influence. The case of Sri Lanka highlights the vulnerabilities of smaller nations in the region. It underscores the need for regional cooperation and sustainable economic policies. Bangladesh's relationship with India is complex and multifaceted. Historically, India played a crucial role in Bangladesh's liberation from Pakistan in 1971. This shared history has forged strong bonds between the two nations. However, recent developments, particularly Bangladesh's growing economic ties with China, have introduced new dynamics in the relationship. Bangladesh's current government, led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has adopted a pragmatic foreign policy. It seeks to balance its relations with both India and China. Dhaka welcomes Chinese investment and infrastructure development. It also values its close ties with India, particularly in areas like trade and security cooperation. India needs to adapt to this evolving reality. It must recognize Bangladesh's growing agency and engage with Dhaka on its own terms. A prosperous and stable Bangladesh is in India's best interest. It can serve as a bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia. Section 4. The Himalayan shadow China's looming presence. No discussion of India's foreign policy is complete without addressing the elephant in the room, China. The relationship between these two neighbouring giants is complex and multifaceted, shaped by historical tensions, economic competition, and strategic rivalries. China's rise as a global power has had a profound impact on the geopolitical landscape of Asia and beyond. Over the past few decades, China has transformed itself from a developing nation into the world's second-largest economy, with significant influence in global trade, technology and finance. Its growing economic and military might, coupled with its assertive foreign policy, poses a significant challenge to India's interests. The Chinese military, known as the People's Liberation Army, has undergone rapid modernization, enhancing its capabilities in land, sea, air and cyber domains. The most visible manifestation of this rivalry is the ongoing border dispute between India and China in the Himalayas. This dispute dates back to the 1962 Sino-Indian War and remains unresolved, with both nations claiming large swathes of territory. The two countries have engaged in military standoffs in recent years. Notably, the 2020 Galwan Valley clash resulted in casualties on both sides, marking the first deadly encounter in decades and underscoring the volatility of the border situation. This has raised tensions and heightened the risk of conflict. Both nations have since increased their military presence in the region, with infrastructure developments such as roads, airstrips and outposts to support their troops. Beyond the border issue, China's growing influence in India's neighbourhood is a cause for concern in New Delhi. Beijing's strategic investments and diplomatic engagements in South Asia are seen as efforts to encircle India and limit its regional influence. China has invested heavily in infrastructure projects in South Asian countries like Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. These investments are part of China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, which aims to enhance global trade routes and increase Beijing's economic clout, and Nepal through its Belt and Road Initiative. The BRI includes projects such as ports, highways, railways and energy pipelines, which not only boost local economies, but also extend China's strategic reach. This has given Beijing considerable leverage in these countries, which India views as encroaching on its traditional sphere of influence. The growing Chinese presence in South Asia has prompted India to strengthen its own diplomatic and economic ties with neighbouring countries, as well as to seek closer partnerships with other major powers like the United States, Japan and Australia. Section 5. GDP Tale of Two Giants, India versus China. The economic rivalry between these two nations is a story of contrasts and competition. To understand the economic dimensions of the India-China rivalry, it's essential to look at the numbers. These figures tell a story of two nations on different trajectories, each with its own set of challenges and opportunities. China's GDP is significantly larger than India's, a testament to its rapid industrialization and urbanization over the past few decades. As of 2023, China boasts a GDP of over $18 trillion, making it the second largest economy in the world, just behind the United States. In contrast, India's GDP stands at around $3.5 trillion. While this is a significant figure, it pales in comparison to China's economic might. This disparity in economic size has profound implications for both countries' foreign policy capabilities. A larger economy provides more resources for international influence. China's economic might allows it to invest heavily in its military, diplomacy and development assistance. This financial power translates into greater geopolitical influence. This enables Beijing to project its power globally and pursue its strategic objectives more effectively. China's Belt and Road Initiative is a prime example of how it uses economic strength to build alliances and expand its influence. India, on the other hand, faces constraints due to its relatively smaller economy. This limits its ability to exert similar levels of influence on the global stage. However, India has the potential to close this gap. With a young and growing population, India is poised for significant economic growth in the coming years. Its economy is growing at a faster pace than China's. This rapid growth is driven by a burgeoning tech sector, increasing foreign investments, and a focus on infrastructure development. If India can sustain this growth trajectory, it can narrow the economic disparity with China in the coming years. This would require continued reforms, investment in education and technology, and a stable political environment. It can narrow the economic disparity with China in the coming years. This would provide India with greater resources and leverage in its foreign policy, allowing it to play a more prominent role on the global stage. As India continues to grow, it will be interesting to see how the dynamics between these two giants evolve, shaping the future of global economics and politics. Section 6. The Doklam Standoff, a diplomatic chess game. In 2017, a remote plateau in the Himalayas became the focal point of a significant geopolitical confrontation between India and China. The Doklam Standoff was not just a border dispute, it was a chess game of diplomacy and strategy that highlighted the complexities of India's foreign policy. The standoff began in June 2017 when Chinese troops started constructing a road in the Doklam region, an area claimed by both China and Bhutan, India's close ally. India, perceiving the construction as a strategic threat, intervened by sending troops to halt the project. This led to a tense 73-day military standoff, with both nations deploying troops and heavy equipment to the region. The world watched as two nuclear-armed neighbours stood toe-to-toe on a remote plateau. The situation was fraught with tension, but it also showcased India's diplomatic acumen. India engaged in high-level diplomatic talks while maintaining a firm military presence, signalling its resolve to protect its strategic interests and allies. The resolution of the Doklam standoff came through intense negotiations. In August 2017, both sides agreed to disengage, with China halting its road construction and India withdrawing its troops. This outcome was seen as a diplomatic victory for India, illustrating its capability to manage complex international conflicts through a combination of military readiness and diplomatic efforts. The Doklam episode underscored the importance of strategic alliances and the role of diplomacy in India's foreign policy. It also highlighted the delicate balance India must maintain in its relations with China, combining assertiveness with a readiness for dialogue. As India continues to navigate its path on the global stage, episodes like the Doklam standoff serve as a testament to its evolving foreign policy strategies. The Doklam standoff was more than just a border dispute. It was a defining moment that showcased India's strategic maturity and diplomatic prowess. As the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, India's ability to manage such complex situations will be crucial in shaping its role as a major global player. Section 7. The Maldives Crisis, a test of regional influence. In 2018, the picturesque islands of the Maldives became the center of a political crisis that tested India's regional influence and diplomatic strategy. The crisis began when President Abdullah Yameen declared a state of emergency, arrested opposition leaders, and suspended parts of the constitution. This move was widely condemned by the international community, and India, as a regional power, found itself in a delicate position. The Maldives has always been strategically significant for India, given its location in the Indian Ocean and its role in regional maritime security. India had to balance its response carefully, considering its long-standing ties with the Maldives and the potential for Chinese influence in the region. India opted for a multifaceted approach, combining diplomatic pressure with strategic patience. High-level diplomatic engagements were initiated, urging the Maldivian government to restore democratic order and respect human rights. India also coordinated with other regional and global powers to build a consensus against the authoritarian actions of the Maldivian regime. Meanwhile, China, seeing an opportunity to expand its influence, supported the Amin administration, complicating the situation further. The crisis in the Maldives was not just a test of India's diplomatic skills, but also a reflection of the larger India-China rivalry playing out in the region. The resolution came with the 2018 presidential elections in the Maldives, where opposition candidate Ibrahim Mohamed Solih won a decisive victory, signalling a return to democratic governance. India's diplomatic efforts were widely acknowledged as a contributing factor to this outcome, reinforcing its role as a stabilizing force in the region. The Maldives crisis demonstrated India's ability to navigate complex regional dynamics through diplomacy and strategic alliances. It underscored the importance of maintaining regional stability and the challenges posed by competing influences in South Asia. As India continues to assert its role as a regional leader, episodes like the Maldives crisis will remain crucial in shaping its foreign policy and strategic priorities. The delicate balance of power in the Indian Ocean region is a testament to India's evolving diplomatic and strategic acumen. In 2015, India faced a diplomatic challenge that tested its relationship with its northern neighbour, Nepal. The episode began in the aftermath of Nepal's adoption of a new constitution, which sparked discontent among the Madhesi community, an ethnic minority with close cultural ties to India. Protests erupted in the southern plains of Nepal, leading to a blockade of vital supplies entering the country from India. India, citing security concerns and the need to address the grievances of the Madhesi population, was accused by many in Nepal of imposing an unofficial blockade. The situation quickly escalated, leading to severe shortages of fuel, medicine, and other essential goods in Nepal. The blockade not only strained Indo-Nepal relations, but also created a humanitarian crisis in the landlocked nation. India's foreign policy was put to the test as it navigated the thin line between advocating for the rights of the Madhesi people and maintaining diplomatic ties with the Nepali government. The blockade was a contentious issue, with both sides trading accusations and the international community watching closely. After months of tense negotiations and diplomatic efforts, the blockade was eventually lifted, but not without leaving a lasting impact on the bilateral relationship. The episode highlighted the complexities of India's foreign policy in its immediate neighbourhood, where cultural, political and economic factors are deeply intertwined. The Nepal blockade serves as a reminder of the delicate balance India must maintain in its regional engagements. It underscores the importance of dialogue, understanding and the need for a nuanced approach in handling sensitive geopolitical issues. As India continues to assert its role on the global stage, episodes like the Nepal blockade will remain pivotal in shaping its diplomatic strategies and regional influence. In a lesser-known but equally critical episode, India found itself navigating a delicate diplomatic path with Bhutan, a close ally and neighbour. The Bhutan border dispute, although not as widely publicised, serves as a testament to India's strategic balancing act in South Asia. The roots of the dispute trace back to the early 20th century, when the borders between Bhutan and its neighbours were loosely defined. Over the years, sporadic tensions have surfaced, particularly in areas where Bhutan's borders intersect with China's. Bhutan, a small Himalayan kingdom, has relied heavily on India for economic and military support, making the resolution of any border dispute a matter of significant geopolitical importance. In recent years, China has increased its presence in the disputed territories, constructing roads and infrastructure near the tri-junction of India, Bhutan and China. This encroachment has not only alarmed Bhutan, but also India, given its strategic interests in the region. The situation reached a critical point in 2017 during the Doklam Standoff, when Indian troops intervened to halt Chinese construction activities in the disputed area. While the standoff itself was resolved, it underscored the ongoing complexities of the Bhutan border dispute. India's involvement in the Bhutan border dispute is driven by a combination of strategic security and diplomatic considerations. Protecting Bhutan's territorial integrity is seen as crucial for maintaining regional stability and countering China's growing influence. However, India's actions must be carefully calibrated to avoid escalating tensions with China while ensuring that Bhutan's sovereignty is respected. The Bhutan border dispute highlights the intricate web of relationships and strategic interests that define India's foreign policy. It reveals the challenges India faces in balancing its role as a regional power with the need to support its allies and counter external threats. As India continues to navigate these complex dynamics, episodes like the Bhutan border dispute will play a critical role in shaping its approach to regional security and diplomatic engagement. In a unique and often overlooked chapter of India's foreign policy, the strategic significance of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands comes to the fore. Nestled in the Bay of Bengal, these islands serve as a critical outpost for India's maritime security and regional influence. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are not just a scenic archipelago. They hold immense strategic value due to their location near key maritime trade routes. India has long recognized the importance of these islands in projecting power and ensuring the security of its maritime boundaries. Over the years, India has invested significantly in upgrading the infrastructure and military capabilities on the islands. This includes the establishment of a Tri-Services Command, which is a joint command of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force, aimed at enhancing the operational readiness and coordination in the region. The strategic foresight behind developing the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is multifaceted. Firstly, it allows India to monitor and secure the vital sea lanes of communication that pass through the Malacca Strait, one of the busiest maritime choke points in the world. Secondly, it provides India with a forward operating base to counter any potential threats from rival powers, particularly China, which has been increasing its naval presence in the Indian Ocean. In recent years, the islands have also become a focal point for India's Act East policy, aimed at strengthening ties with Southeast Asian nations. Collaborative efforts with countries like Japan, the United States and Australia have further augmented the strategic importance of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Joint military exercises, intelligence sharing, and infrastructure development projects underscore the collaborative approach to regional security. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands exemplify India's strategic foresight in maintaining regional stability and projecting power in the Indian Ocean. As India continues to navigate the complexities of regional geopolitics, the role of these islands will remain pivotal in shaping its foreign policy and security strategy. By leveraging the strategic advantages of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, India aims to safeguard its maritime interests and enhance its influence in the broader Indo-Pacific region. In a remarkable episode of India's foreign policy, the development of the Chabahar Port in Iran emerges as a testament to India's strategic acumen. Located on the southeastern coast of Iran, Chabahar Port is not just a commercial hub. It symbolizes India's aspirations to establish a foothold in Central Asia and beyond. The Chabahar Port project, initiated through a trilateral agreement between India, Iran and Afghanistan, aims to bypass Pakistan, providing India with direct access to Afghanistan and Central Asia. This strategic move enhances regional connectivity and promotes economic integration among the involved nations. India's investment in the Chabahar port reflects its broader geopolitical strategy. By developing this port, India seeks to counterbalance China's influence in the region, particularly in the context of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, which passes through the Gwadar port, located just 72 kilometers away from Chabahar. Moreover, the Chabahar port serves as a critical gateway for trade and energy supplies. It facilitates the transportation of goods to and from Afghanistan, reducing dependency on volatile routes through Pakistan. This has significant implications for regional stability and economic growth. The port's development has also opened avenues for collaboration with other regional players. India has engaged in joint ventures with Iran to enhance the port's infrastructure, including the construction of railways and highways connecting Chabahar to Afghanistan and Central Asia. These efforts underscore India's commitment to fostering regional cooperation and economic prosperity. In recent years, Chabahar has hosted several high-level diplomatic engagements, reaffirming its importance in India's foreign policy. The port's strategic location and potential to serve as a transit hub for energy resources from Central Asia to global markets make it a linchpin in India's regional strategy. The Chabahar port exemplifies India's forward-thinking approach to geopolitics, leveraging strategic infrastructure to enhance its influence and secure its interests in a rapidly evolving regional landscape. As India continues to navigate the complexities of international relations, the Chabahar port will remain a cornerstone of its foreign policy, fostering regional connectivity and economic integration in the broader Eurasian region. In a bold move to reshape its foreign policy, India launched the Act East policy, a strategic initiative aimed at strengthening its ties with Southeast Asian countries. This policy not only seeks to enhance economic and cultural connections but also aims to counterbalance China's growing influence in the region. The Act East policy emerged from the earlier Look East policy, reflecting a more proactive and dynamic approach to regional engagement. Central to this policy is the development of the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, or BIMSTEC. This regional organization includes countries from South and Southeast Asia, fostering collaboration in areas such as trade, technology, energy, and security. India's leadership in BIMSTEC underscores its commitment to regional integration and cooperation. One of the significant milestones under the Act East policy is the construction of the India-Myanmar-Thailand Trilateral Highway. This ambitious infrastructure project aims to connect India's northeastern states with Myanmar and Thailand, facilitating seamless movement of goods and people. The highway is expected to boost trade, tourism, and cultural exchanges, reinforcing India's presence in the region. Moreover, the Act East policy has led to increased maritime cooperation in the Bay of Bengal. India has conducted joint naval exercises with several Southeast Asian countries, enhancing maritime security and ensuring the freedom of navigation in crucial sea lanes. These efforts are crucial in maintaining regional stability and countering potential threats. India's cultural diplomacy also plays a vital role in the Act East policy. Initiatives such as the International Day of Yoga and cultural festivals in Southeast Asian countries have strengthened people-to-people connections, promoting mutual understanding and goodwill. The Act East policy is not just about economic and strategic interests, it also reflects India's vision of a connected and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. By fostering closer ties with its eastern neighbours, India aims to create a network of partnerships that promote peace, stability and development. As India continues to implement the Act East policy, it remains committed to building a future where regional cooperation and shared prosperity are the cornerstones of its foreign policy. The policy's success will be a testament to India's ability to navigate the complexities of the geopolitical landscape and emerge as a key player in the Indo-Pacific region. In an unexpected twist of geopolitical maneuvering, India's strategic response to China's string of pearls strategy reveals the depth of its foreign policy acumen. The string of pearls refers to China's efforts to establish a network of military and commercial facilities along its sea lines of communication, which extend from the Chinese mainland to Port Sudan in the Horn of Africa. This strategy aims to secure China's energy needs and expand its influence in the Indian Ocean. India, recognizing the potential threat to its maritime security, initiated countermeasures to safeguard its interests. One of the most notable efforts is the development of the Chabahar Port in Iran. This port not only provides India with a strategic foothold in the region, but also offers a direct route to Afghanistan and Central Asia, bypassing Pakistan. India's collaboration with Japan to develop the Asia-Africa Growth Corridor is another significant countermeasure. This initiative aims to enhance connectivity and cooperation between Asia and Africa, providing an alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative. By investing in infrastructure, capacity building, and people-to-people partnerships, India and Japan seek to promote sustainable economic growth and development across the region. A lesser-known but crucial aspect of India's strategy is its focus on enhancing maritime domain awareness. Through initiatives like the Information Fusion Centre for the Indian Ocean Region, IFC-IOR, India has improved its ability to monitor maritime activities, ensuring the safety and security of sea lanes critical to global trade. Joint military exercises with key partners such as the United States, Japan and Australia further underscore India's commitment to maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific. These exercises not only enhance interoperability, but also send a clear message about India's resolve to uphold international maritime norms. India's strategic countermeasures demonstrate its capability to navigate complex geopolitical challenges and assert its influence in the Indian Ocean region. By strengthening alliances, investing in critical infrastructure, and enhancing maritime security, India is effectively countering these string of pearls and securing its place as a pivotal player in the Indo-Pacific. As the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, India's proactive and multifaceted approach will be crucial in shaping the future of regional security and cooperation. In the intricate web of South Asian geopolitics, India's strategic alliance with Myanmar stands out as a significant episode. This relationship, rooted in historical ties and mutual interests, has evolved into a cornerstone of India's Act East policy. India's engagement with Myanmar is multifaceted, encompassing economic, military and cultural dimensions. One of the most notable aspects is the Caladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project, a major infrastructure initiative designed to connect India's northeastern states to the Bay of Bengal through Myanmar. This project not only enhances regional connectivity, but also reduces India's dependence on the narrow Siliguri corridor, often referred to as the chicken's neck. On the military front, India and Myanmar have conducted joint operations to combat insurgent groups along their shared border. These operations underscore the importance of bilateral security cooperation in maintaining stability in the region. By providing military training and equipment to the Myanmar Armed Forces, India is fostering a robust defense partnership that serves as a counterbalance to China's influence in Myanmar. Culturally, India and Myanmar share deep-rooted connections, with Buddhism being a significant link between the two nations. India's soft power diplomacy, through initiatives like the restoration of ancient Buddhist sites and educational exchanges, has strengthened people-to-people ties, further solidifying the bilateral relationship. India's strategic alliance with Myanmar also includes energy cooperation. The two countries have collaborated on various energy projects, including the development of offshore oil and gas fields. This cooperation not only ensures energy security, but also opens new avenues for economic collaboration. The Myanmar connection exemplifies India's adeptness at leveraging historical ties, strategic geography, and multifaceted cooperation to enhance its regional influence. As geopolitical dynamics continue to shift, India's alliance with Myanmar will play a crucial role in shaping the future of regional security and development. Through this strategic partnership, India is not only securing its northeastern borders, but also asserting its role as a key player in the Indo-Pacific region. The Myanmar connection, with its blend of strategic foresight and cultural diplomacy, highlights India's ability to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes and forge enduring alliances. In the realm of international diplomacy, the Iran-India nexus emerges as a compelling narrative of strategic confluence. This relationship, steeped in historical ties and geopolitical pragmatism, has seen significant developments, particularly in the context of energy security and regional connectivity. India's engagement with Iran is primarily driven by its need for energy resources. Iran, with its vast reserves of oil and natural gas, is a crucial partner in India's quest for energy security. Despite the challenges posed by international sanctions on Iran, India has consistently pursued avenues to maintain and expand its energy cooperation. The development of the Chabahar Port stands as a testament to this enduring partnership. Located in southeastern Iran, Chabahar Port serves as India's gateway to Afghanistan and Central Asia, bypassing Pakistan. This strategic infrastructure project not only enhances regional connectivity but also underscores India's commitment to fostering economic and trade linkages with Iran. On the diplomatic front, the relationship between India and Iran has navigated through complex international dynamics. India's ability to maintain a balanced approach, engaging with Iran while also aligning with its strategic partners in the West, highlights its diplomatic dexterity. The International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC, a multimodal network aimed at reducing transit time and cost for trade between India and Europe through Iran, further exemplifies this strategic confluence. Culturally, India and Iran share a rich heritage that dates back centuries. The influence of Persian art, literature, and architecture in India is profound, reflecting the deep-rooted cultural connections between the two nations. Through cultural exchanges and academic collaborations, India continues to strengthen these historical ties, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of each other's cultural heritage. The Iran-India nexus is not without its challenges. The geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, coupled with the fluctuating dynamics of international sanctions, presents a complex environment for bilateral relations. However, India's pragmatic approach, focusing on mutual interests and long-term strategic goals, ensures the resilience and continuity of this partnership. As the global geopolitical landscape evolves, the Iran-India nexus will play a pivotal role in shaping regional dynamics. Through strategic infrastructure projects, energy cooperation, and cultural diplomacy, India is not only securing its energy future, but also asserting its influence in the broader geopolitical arena. The Iran-India nexus, with its blend of historical ties and strategic pragmatism, stands as a significant chapter in India's foreign policy narrative, showcasing its ability to navigate complex international terrains and forge enduring partnerships.
And do subscribe to the channel.